Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, episode 26, Preview Thursday. If you're new, thanks for tuning in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I am your host, Jared. And as always, on Thursday, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the second hottest gambler in sports betting, my right-hand man.
Yes, sir.
I know. What's going on, man?
Money bag. That's what you call me from now on, man. 3-0 on the locks this past week. You know I'm feeling nice and good, man. It's time to lean with it and rock with it today. Let's get these leans up in the air, man. Let's see what we're working with this week, bro. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling great. You had 3 picks last week. I had 4 picks, and we had our 3-team money line round robin. I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but I just kept seeing you at the cash counter, and I didn't know if you were following me. I didn't know if you were like looking over my shoulder to see what I was betting, but dude, I gained a lot more money than I put out, and that's always a good thing.
Right.
We'll just run over a quick recap. So I had 4 picks. My 4 picks were the Lions -1.5. That one. Ravens and Steelers under 37 points. Just very quickly, there was about 17 points 5 minutes to the game, and I almost crumbled up my ticket. Thank God I didn't, because we got back on track. Mitch Trubisky came in and single-handedly gave the game to the Ravens. So shout out Mitch for throwing more interceptions than they scored points.
That game.
One of the sketchiest bets, but I told you guys, it's the close your eyes special. The Broncos +9.5 points. The Broncos went down 27-0. Like I said, this is a game that you just bet. You don't turn the TV on and you check the score at the end of the game, and somehow the Broncos covered. Crazy to think that we covered because of Russell Wilson doing the impossible, but hey, it happened. Money is money. This is why we bet the ugly dogs.
We finally hit 20.
And last but not least, the Chargers +3.5. You guys probably thought it was crazy, but they went outright. Dynel's 3 picks. He was also on the Lions -1.5. That was probably our favorite pick this week.
Yeah, no doubt.
He was also on the Jets +10, which for some reason I stayed off on, but last Thursday we loved that spot.
Nail biter.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It took a safety and a field goal to cover, but hey, a cover is a cover. And then nuts on the table. He bet on Joe Burrow, Bengals -5.5.
Joe Shiesty.
What's crazy is you actually got awful closing line value. That the very sharp group came in heavy on the Browns on Sunday morning and actually dropped that line all the way to 3.5.
Hot. That was hot. I was hot.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. The Bengals covered that 5.5. So you went 3-0. I went 4-0. And then our 3-team underdog money line round robin, the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Cardinals, who had a lead. Kyler Murray got hurt on the first play of the game. They ruined the 10-0 sweep. But I'll tell you what, Dino, I speak for us both, when we will take a 9-1 week any day. It doesn't matter if it's on cricket, tennis, baseball, basketball, football, field hockey, rugby, hot dog. It doesn't
Badminton.
matter. Yeah, dude. If it's a sport, it's bettable. We'll bet on it. I'll tell you what, dude. We've got a difficult slate coming up, but there are some very good spots. We have to dig deep. We've got about 14, 15, 16 games to cover, so we will not dig into each of these games, as much as we usually do.
In detail.
We don't want to go that much in detail. We want to make sure we hit all these games. We're going to hit our main points, and then we're going to move on because at the end of the day, these lines could change. Our opinions could change, as you saw last week. But as always, we'll be back here Saturday to give you guys our picks. And do remember, we do have 3 Saturday games. So we have the Thursday night, 3 Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday. We have 4 out of the 7 days of this week. We have NFL football. So
gotta love it, baby.
You ready to get into it, Donnell?
Oh yeah, come on, baby. Come on. You know I'm always ready.
All right, let's start off with Thursday night. We have the Fighting 49ers traveling to Seattle. The 49ers coming off a huge win versus the Bucs, and the Seattle Seahawks coming off a rough loss. The game opened up at 3.5. There's some speculation around Brock Purdy, if he's going to play or not. We also saw Kenneth Walker is expected to play, so this line has went from 3.5 to 3. I will be the first one to say it. I actually sprinkled Seahawks +3.5 when this line first opened. Before I get into my reasoning, I'm going to throw the floor over to you. What do you think about this line? Right now it's sitting at 3.
This is one of the one of the tough games on the slate. Two division teams fighting competitively to get a playoff spot. Seahawks are getting desperate at this point. They need a win here. The 49ers are kind of cruising at the moment, but you still need to tally up your wins and kind of win out, prove your dominance in the NFC. This was tough for me. But at the end of the day, I'm running with San Francisco. I mean, the one thing I have a problem with when it comes to the 49ers is they can't stop the run. I mean, if they're one every game they lose, what's the common denominator? It's running the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of the game that was at it. Oh, the Buccaneers, right? Buccaneers struggled all year. They haven't passed the ball all year. They finally started to run the ball about 25 times, and Rashawn White had over 100 yards receiving, 100-yard rushing game, and they couldn't stop him. That's really the one thing inside of the Seattle Seahawks' way. Teams are starting to notice that. That's why they've been on a kind of a slide here lately. Geno Smith's production hasn't dropped off. He might have a couple picks here and there, but he is still throwing dimes and touchdown passes. But this Seattle, I'm sorry, this San Francisco defense is too good. Number one defense in the league. I can't see how the Seahawks can be as balanced as they usually are throughout the whole year with Kenneth Walker coming off of an injury, and going in front of that D line. That D line is monstrous. So I expect I would lean with the 49ers here.
See, I think I'm going to have to disagree with you. And I know it's an ugly spot to take the Seahawks, but there's really three reasons why I'm going to be on the Seahawks Thursday. Now, if this number gets below 3, I will not be on it. I really will only bet this number at 3 or above. Very, very, very quickly. Number one, we are fifth. I'm sure Brock Purdy's going to play, but we're unsure if he's going to play. So there's a speculation there. So that's obviously affecting the line. We're seeing Brock Purdy play at the peak quarterback position. Like, he is making every pass. He's making every read. He's not making mistakes. I mean, he is playing like a, Tom Brady in his prime. This guy has been doing it all. He's been using his legs. He's been very efficient. He's not been turning the ball over. And my biggest thing is, like, how is that sustainable? He is a rookie quarterback. Now he's going on to the road. The Seahawks are really fighting for this division right now. This is a must win. So we've got the 49ers coming off a big win. Vibes are high versus a Seahawks team coming off a rough loss. And, statistically and historically, Pete Carroll has actually coached very well against Shanahan. So I see the Seahawks in a desperate spot. Kenneth Walker coming back is huge. I just don't see how this performance from Brock Purdy is sustainable. And you nailed it. That 49ers defense is absolutely no joke. And that does scare me. But I'm playing the number here. I love a home dog in the division. So I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks. Like I said, I already sprinkled it at 3.5 because I was still trying to make up my mind. But, I see this. I honestly would not be surprised if this gets back to 3.5. I think the public is going to hammer the Niners at this number 3.
Oh yeah, yes, they should.
So I'm definitely going to take a shot. I really hope this gets back to 3.5. I'd really prefer if this was Sunday, like a Sunday game, and it's just because it's one game. So, the favorites kind of get a little bit of a bump in this spot, but I'll definitely be on the Seahawks this week, and it's not going to be pretty. But we'll see what happens. I just think the Niners are due for some regression. They're playing at an absurd level. So we'll see how long that stays up. But this will definitely be a good test. So let's move on to one of the 3 Saturday games. We have the Indianapolis Colts heading to the Vikings. Colts are 4-point underdogs, and the total for this game is 48 points. What is your thoughts?
The biggest thing with me is I'm not really, really surprised about the spread. I'm really wondering, like, does Vegas really expect the Colts to drop points at this point? Like 48 seems kind of high to me. I mean, that's just personally me. I believe the Colts offensive production really hasn't been up par to even put about an explosive number. Even like, I believe they'll struggle to get 20 this game. I get that the Vikings defense have been taking some hits and tolls, and I understand that they haven't played and performed well. Harrison Smith was out last game. That was a big play of last week as well. But I don't see playmaking coming out of that Indianapolis Colts offense. I get Jonathan Taylor's there, and I get you got Michael Pittman, but it hasn't come together for Jeff Saturday. He was still trying to find his reps as a head coach. I mean, I'm not touching this game because in the fact that Jonathan Taylor, time possession, you can kind of keep the ball out of way away from Minnesota's hands. But I can't take my money on the Colts +4 here. I would honestly lean Vikings, but I wouldn't touch this game at all.
Yeah, this you're gonna be shocked, but I actually really like the Colts this week. I think this Vikings defense. Honestly, the biggest reason is I think this Vikings line is the market has the wrong look on the Vikings right now. They're way overinflated. I've been beating it
Right.
and beating it. I just think this Vikings team is just overinflated in the market due to their record. I mean, we called it last week. We love the Lions, and not
Yeah.
that this is a similar spot, but the Vikings run defense has not been that good. They're like 26 DVOA against the run. Their secondary has been looking shaky. Obviously, like you said, Harrison Smith didn't play last game, and he is a very big part of that run defense. He's got really good reads in the backfield. He's the quarterback of that defense. I really think this would be a good spot for the Colts. Although they're on the road, I just really think that, Jeff Saturday is just so run heavy. And I think if Jonathan Taylor can get his feet under him and they can make some good reads early in the game and control the clock, I think this game stays tight. I think the Vikings sneak out the win here, but I think it's very tight the whole game. I don't think the Vikings blow teams out. They let teams stay in the game, and the Colts, as long as they can control the clock and they can get first downs efficiently, I see this game staying tight. And I'm getting a key number here of 4, so I'll more than likely be on the Colts +4. But let's go ahead and move on to this next game. The Ravens heading to Cleveland. This is the 4:00 game on Saturday. The Ravens are 2.5-point underdogs in Cleveland. Cleveland are the home favorites, 2.5 points. The total for this game is 37, another low total. But, I'll tell you what, as bad as I want to take the Browns here, dude, Deshaun Watson has just looked rough.
Really rough. Really rough.
I just really cannot see this Browns team having such a positive regression here, because he just doesn't look comfortable in the pocket every time he snaps up. I mean, if you watched the game last week, every time he snapped the ball, he was so ready to scurry out of the way. He didn't keep his eyes downfield. Amari Cooper was almost non-existent in the game, and it was just a rough, offensive performance. And the Bengals honestly left the back door open so many times, but Deshaun Watson threw a really bad pick, I believe, in the fourth quarter. So, this will probably be a stay away game for me, because it's just, we don't know what we're going to get from the Ravens because we don't know the quarterback situation, and the Browns are just look awful. Do you have any initial reads?
No, my initial reads to stay away from this fucking game. The Tyler Huntley not playing, Tyler Huntley being limited in practice, that's a good sign. But once again, like, we don't know who the Ravens quarterback is going to be. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the Browns, it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is right now. At this goddamn point, right now, Deshaun Watson's playing as worse as anybody else in the league right now. They're going to keep him out there. He is a multi-billion millionaire at this goddamn point, while also being, what he is now. But it really, like I said, he's not up to this game speed yet. You can see it. You can see he's behind on reads. You can see he looks really, really ugly out there. And this offense produced a touchdown yet? They produced what? They produced one last week.
Oh, did they?
Did they?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you win a game against the Texans by putting up 3 points on offense.
He definitely did get one last week.
Okay, he got one last week. Okay, yeah, hooray. Pop the confetti. But at the end of the day, that's one offensive touchdown in 2 games. This is a much better defense right now that's finding its rhythm. Right now, their defense is the reason why they're winning games at this point. So it's going to be tough. I don't see how the Cleveland Browns can be favored here. Yes, because of the quarterback situation, I get it, but no. I mean, the way this Browns offense looks right now, it doesn't look like it can produce really anything enough to win a game. Like I said, I'm staying away for it because I don't know the Ravens quarterback. But my initial read is stay away from the game. If I were to pick a lean, Ravens.
Gotcha. So this takes us to the Saturday night game. We have the Miami Dolphins heading to Buffalo. Buffalo 7-point home favorites. I think you can get this number still at 7.5, but dude, we've got some bad weather traveling to the East Coast. Obviously Buffalo, dude,
Nor'easter.
I mean, everything is telling me just take the points in the Dolphins. when there's bad weather, this Miami Dolphins team is so systematic that, these plays are all scripted. It's specific routes for Waddle and Tyreek Hill. There's kind of a lot of free flow in that Bills offense. So that kind of might be if there's poor weather, then that free flow kind of free roam offense that the Bills run, then it probably puts them at a disadvantage because, if there's shitty weather, then you obviously have less traction. You need to keep the defense on their toes. And I think the biggest advantage if Miami is in bad weather, that this is going to be all timing plays. Tua is going to hit, Tyreek Hill in certain parts of the field, Jalen Waddle at certain parts of the field. It's all going to be timing. So, Josh Allen trying to go one-on-one with Stephon Diggs and, that free flow offense. It's really just going to have to see what this weather comes down to. It's going to be one of those things I stay away from until I see the exact weather report. But, just initially, I think the Dolphins +7, they're coming off a rough loss. So I think I'll lean the Dolphins +7, but obviously I'm going to have to see the weather report before the game. So this will kind of be like a last minute bet for me, unfortunately.
I am right there with you, buddy. Especially when it comes to snow, man. If it turns to basically a game on the ground, you best believe I'm taking the points there. You know what I'm saying with you? I know the Buffalo Bills offense is predicated on Josh Allen only. Well, Josh Allen's going to have to run the ball, which means a lot less explosive plays, which means a lower points total, which means, of course, I'm going to take the points. But if it doesn't snow, all right, I'm just gonna play hypothetical. If it doesn't snow, right, or even just get like a little small amount, and Josh Allen's ready to throw the ball, it's cold. Basically, I'm sorry, it's cold. No matter what, going from Miami to Buffalo, no matter what, if it's rain, snow, whatever, it is going to be colder, regardless of how you think about it. And that always to me plays a factor when it comes to these games. Vegas is actually smart for getting them +7 here, because if it was any lower, of course you would kind of take the Bills and a minus. But I would say, like I said, I'm staying away from this game until I hear about the weather report. But if I were to lean away, I would just take the points. Take the points as it is.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Sunday slate. The first game we're going to talk about are the Atlanta Falcons heading to New Orleans to face the Saints. The Saints home favorites by 4 points. The Falcons are actually trotting out a rookie quarterback. Ridder is getting the first start. There was some skepticism whether Marcus Mariota was going to play or not. It looks like he's having season-ending knee surgery. So that kind of answered a few of those speculations. Dude, how do we not take the Saints here? We have the Falcons on the road, traveling with a rookie quarterback. I mean, I don't know. This will be another one that I'll have to look into more before we do our next episode. Dude, how do we not take the Saints in this spot?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, especially with the Saints being home now. If it was at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, we might be talking about a different story here, maybe a little bit of line change. But who dat nation, bro? You're going into who dat nation with a rookie quarterback. Good. The defense has been playing a lot better. It's been playing a lot stronger. It's just about that offensive production. And let's be honest, you're not going to have a repeat performance to where your offense has turnovers in the red zone every goddamn game, right? I mean, I get that it's Andy Dalton, and trust me, you already know how you and I feel about Andy Dalton. I really would prefer Jameis Winston out there. It makes no sense how he's still not out there. You can still see what he has. Andy Dalton's done. But let me put it like this. Like I said, I'm not touching this game. I'll kind of like stay away from it. This, like I said, this is a division game. This will be hard fought. I wouldn't be surprised if Ridder surprises us. So to keep the element surprise out the way, I wouldn't really touch this game. But it's gonna be tough for him to play in Mercedes-Benz. Not Mercedes-Benz, I'm sorry, and over in New Orleans.
Yeah, so this is definitely gonna be a tough spot, tough first game for Ridder. I mean, that Saints defense, although they haven't been up to par, they still are, they're still well coached, and Dennis Allen might not be the best head coach, but he sure is, trying out a decent defense every week. So we always say fade Andy Dalton on prime time, but 1 o'clock, he seems to be a different quarterback. So, yeah, dude, I think Saints are a good spot here. So now we move to, this is a good one. The Cowboys heading to Jacksonville. Jacksonville 4-point home dogs. Cowboys just coming off an ugly win versus the Texans. Jaguars probably coming off their best win of the season last week against the Titans. They beat the Titans, are keeping their division hopes alive. I'll tell you right now, dude, you can get 4.5 on these Jaguars, and if you get to 5, it might be one of my favorite bets this week. Dude, Trevor Lawrence has just been improving. He seems to have found his footing in Doug Peterson's offense. It's not the easiest and most manageable offense at first, but once you find your footing, there's definitely some explosive plays to be made. His receivers are making plays for him. Evan Ingram is we know Doug Peterson from his years in Philly that he loves to get the tight ends involved, and now we finally see Evan Ingram being used correctly. He's using his speed, his ability to beat linebackers one-on-one. He had a great game last week, and I believe Evan Ingram, that was only like the 6th or 7th time in Jaguar history, I think, that a tight end had over 100 yards receiving in a game. That is nuts. Yeah, and just to put that into perspective, I think Travis Kelce. Wait, it's either 1,000 or 100. I can't remember what the hell it is. I think regardless, Travis Kelce has done that like 7 times this year. So the Jaguars finally finding their footing in that Doug Peterson offense. The Cowboys struggling. What do you think here?
I'm actually on the fence on this one. I know how you bring up how Trevor Lawrence has been playing well and he seems to be finding his footing, but I feel like we said that a couple weeks before, sometimes throughout the season, and he reverts back to
Versus the lines,
yeah. He reverts back to like what do we have here? He has flashes. I mean, I'm glad to see that he's actually producing some type of really good games. Last week was a great encouraging sign for that offense. It's his unpredictability, the inconsistency that gets me so far right now. He's still a young player. This verdict is still out on him, but the inconsistency is definitely an issue. Of that offense. And this Dallas defense is no slouch. They're no joke. I feel like this Dallas defense is a little bit tighter on defense. Granted, Anthony Brown is out for the year. He's one of their top corners, so that won't help in their favor. I would stay away from this game. The points do seem enticing. And trust me, I hate Dallas. When I see points against Dallas, I'm taking points any day. But I would lean, like I said, I'm not touching this game yet. I want to see some more. I want to see how it develops a little bit. I'll probably stay away from it in total period. But I would lean Dallas here. It's ugly in general. Picking either one would have been ugly. So I'll just pick the better team.
Okay, so we're moving on to another, this line is not right type of game. We have the Lions traveling to the Jets. I'm going to make this very, very simple. Yes, the Lions are playing fantastic football. Yes, I've been one of the biggest Lions backers this week. I've bet on them several times. But let's be real. I do not bet Jared Goff outside of that damn dome. He is like a fish. You take him out of water, and the dude just shrivels up. That team is Dan Campbell. I'm sorry. He does not have that team prepared to play outside. Number one, there is some serious damn weather traveling to the Northeast. And you think this Lions team that stays in the fishbowl is going to play outside in the tundra? Absolutely not. Number two, if Mike White and Quinnen Williams plays this game and you're getting me at a pick'em, give me a fucking break. I would do some irresponsible financial investments in this game. Also, this total is sitting at 44.5 points. If there is snow on the ground, we know that the Lions will put up no more than 13, and the Jets are, allergic to scoring 20 points. So if there is terrible weather conditions, we have this game at a pick'em. Not only do I love the Jets as a pick'em, I also really strongly considering playing the under. Am I seeing this wrong? Cool. Glad we see eye to eye. I will love this game, and we'll see what happens. Next game, Chiefs heading to the Texans. Texans are 14-point home dogs against the Chiefs. Total for this game is 49 points. Oh, dude, what do we like? I hate this shit. I hate these big spreads against decent teams. But dude, as much as I say it, it's going to be so ugly. Definitely won't be my favorite bet. We'll definitely sprinkle it though. But I've say it every single episode that there is a Chiefs big spread. Patrick Mahomes doesn't cover big spreads for some reason. They jumped out to we saw it. They jumped out to a 27-0 lead on the Broncos last week, and he threw 3 interceptions? Not that I'm thinking he'll throw 3 interceptions against this Texans team, but this Texans team, they give you a good shot. They just don't know how to close out games. Do I think they'll keep it within 2 touchdowns the whole game? I don't know. They're just that damn bad. So this will definitely be a stay away from me. But if I have to, dude, you got to take the points here. Like, it's just a system play going with the trend that Patrick Mahomes struggles to cover over 9. What are you thinking?
Okay, this is okay. I kind of want to bring this up because I feel like I didn't really make this known about this. Do you guys know how I kind of feel about big point spreads, especially minus point spreads? You guys are daredevils. Whoever bets 14-point home favorites, you guys are demons. Like, you guys are legit insane. Because I don't, like I said, I can't do it, man. I can't take any team with that many amount of points. Okay, it's the National Football League. It's just, these are still professionals. As you can see with the Dallas Cowboys had minus 17.5 against the Texans and was 2 yards away from losing. 2 yards away from losing. I can't take that chance. Granted, the Chiefs are not the Dallas Cowboys. Patrick Mahomes is not Dak Prescott. But man, that is disgusting, man. Granted, and isn't Dameon Pierce out? I've been hearing reports that Dameon Pierce may not play.
Yeah, I think he's going to be out for a couple games.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a couple games. So it is really, really tough to take any side here. I would just lean points. Just say it for the hell of it. Just give me the points. And anything can happen any given Sunday. Balls bounce certain ways. I'll take the plus 14. And you already said this before. Patrick Mahomes does not cover what?
Big spreads.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude, that line stinks. Moving on to, this is gonna be a scary game, to be honest. The Eagles are hosting the Chicago Bears. The Eagles are 9-point home favorites. The total for this game is 48.5. We have Justin Fields versus Jalen Hurts, 1A, 1B at the running quarterback. Dude, I know the Eagles have just been dominating on offense, but there's just something about Justin Fields and his ability to run outside of the pocket that just keeps game close. Like, I don't think the Bears win, but for some reason, I think this game just stays close. The Eagles just clinched a playoff spot. They're not necessarily in a position where it's like do or die for the win. Obviously, this team wants to win. Shout out to Jason and Travis Kelce on their New Heights podcast. Jason said he's pissed off that they've lost the game. So obviously, there's still that that vengeance in the building where, they're at the top of they're at the top of the charts. They want to be undefeated, but, they don't want to lose. But, 9 points is just a lot of points. And I know the Eagles just took it to the Giants last week, but yeah, there was some poor defensive plays from the Giants. Basically Devontae Smith ran into double coverage and came up with a touchdown. They were allergic to covering AJ Brown. Miles Sanders just ran everything up the middle. And Jack Stoll was just, he was always open. Like, that was one of the worst defensive performances I've ever seen from the New York Giants this year. I don't know, man. I know this Bears defense isn't anything special since losing Roquan Smith and I think Eddie Jackson, maybe. I can't remember who their safety name is.
Yeah, Eddie Jackson.
It is Eddie Jackson. And I think he's out for the year. But, this, I don't know, dude. 9 points just seems like a lot. I might be crazy, but I think I'll have to take the Bears in the spot.
Yeah, I understand. I understand how you would say that. Like I said, that plus 9. That 9-point differential is, to me, that is kind of nasty. But going back to that Bears defense is atrocious. And on top of that, too, I like what you brought about Justin Fields, because Justin Fields is definitely a running talent, and I understand you really can't replicate that running talent. But let's revisit back to that same game you were talking about last week against Eagles against the Giants. There, Daniel Jones is definitely mobile, and don't get me wrong, Daniel Jones is sneakily fast. His running game was a non-factor at the point. Why? Because the Eagles got in such of a big league early. There was nothing that a running game could do at that point. So it to me, I believe it's going to get ugly early. I believe the Eagles' versatility is just too much for that Bears defense. And trust me, I preach that offensive versatility every single week about the Eagles. They provide it day in and day out. They just continue to produce points. The running game is A+, passing game A+, O-line A+. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Eagles here. Now, like I said, because it's +9, since it's that high of a number, I may not bet this game, but you best believe if I'm leaning towards anything, I will take the Eagles -9. They're just rolling and they're just steamrolling everybody.
You are sick. I just can't stand it. Laying 9 points on the road. My God, what are we turning into? I'm just kidding. Dude, it makes sense. I know it's ugly taking the Bears here, but it's just, I don't know, dude. Something about Justin Fields, he just scares me. There could be the bias in the Eagles fan in me. Just, I don't know, very speculative. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Carolina. Carolina coming off a really, really good game last week. Steelers coming off a devastating loss. I'm not sure if Kenny Pickett is going to play in this game. I know the Steelers are hoping Kenny Pickett comes back because, my God, did Mitch Trubisky look like dog shit last week?
Mitchell.
Dude, I mean, his most accurate passes of the day were to the wrong team. When he did that 3 times. So we have the Steelers as 3-point road dogs. Panthers are laying 3 points. Now that does seem a little steep, but let's be real, dude. Sam Darnold in that offense did not look too shabby. The Panthers ran the ball very, very effective. Dude, I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that 3 points might not be enough for the Panthers because if Mitch Trubisky plays anything like he did last week, the Panthers should steamroll the Steelers, and that is crazy to say. But what are you thinking?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but with Sam Darnold, that offense is definitely a little bit more balanced. They're 2-0 with him back. It seems to be working. I mean, I kind of just give a moment to just give Steve Wilks his flowers. I mean, this team was dead in the water. Matt Rule dismissed early. I mean, this team was going absolutely nowhere. Only people who know me personally know how I feel about Sam Darnold. I think he's an absolute trash can. He's complete shit. But he's definitely I mean, it's definitely the signs of him playing well has definitely been good for the Panthers. It just seems it feels like they're revitalizing their offense. The offense is becoming more balanced now. Whew. This is a tough one. Like that Steelers defense is definitely nasty. They're all, like you said, with Mitchell Trubisky starting, that offense is just not producing enough. With Mitchell, they never produced nearly enough. Even with Kenny Pickett, they never really produced nearly enough. I'm gonna be sharp here. I will lean. I will never. I'll say this, but I will lean -3 with the Panthers here.
I like it. We're both sick in the head. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good, but it's got to be done.
At home too, right? I believe they're at home.
Yeah, they're in Carolina, dude.
Yeah.
They're in Carolina. Yeah, it's an ugly spot, dude. But there's no way I could bet on Mitch Trubisky, dude. He looked really bad last week.
Mitch Trubisky,
literally. So we have an interesting matchup at the 405 slot. We have the Cardinals traveling to the Broncos. We saw that Kyler Murray is done. Pretty significant injury. First play of the game on Monday Night Football. So we're getting a little steady dose of Colt McCoy. God, the Broncos, we saw Russell Wilson take that really, really rough concussion. When he hit the turf pretty hard. I'll tell you what, dude. When Russell Wilson got hurt, I did not expect anybody to run up and check on him. I really thought like he was just there. I feel like he's just the quarterback of that team. Like I don't feel like there's any camaraderie in the locker room. I don't know, man. but I did see a lot of teammates come up and check on him. Hopefully that's them being not only just like the human element, but maybe there is some things we don't know. Like maybe that locker room is around Russ. I don't know. He did have a decent performance last game. Although they started off 0-27 against the Chiefs, they did claw their way back, and they actually had a chance to come from behind and win that game. Honestly, dude, I don't know what the quarterback situation is. I just know this Broncos defense is really good, and this Cardinals offense without Kyler is going to look rough. This is going to have to be a stay away for me. Like, dude, the total is 36 points. Like, I've never seen this many low totals in consecutive weeks in a long time. 36 points is absolutely nothing.
Defensive very superior, man.
Dude, this implied total is 28. I mean, they really have like the Cardinals, or they have the Broncos winning like 24-21-ish. I mean, 24-11. I know I can't even do math, but regardless, this is a very low total. The Broncos 3-point favorites. I just don't know how you can lay 3 points, but I'm also on the fence where I don't know how you could take 3 points with the Cardinals, dude. I don't know. Help me out. What are you thinking?
I'm about to blow your goddamn mind, because let me tell you what. I'm about to bet a shiny nickel on the Broncos +3, bro. I have no idea.
Well, too bad the Broncos are -3.
Well, either way, that's how much I really feel about this goddamn game. I don't know what the hell to pick. All right, just flip a quarter, all right, and bet that same quarter on whatever it lands on. That's basically what you do here. The the Cardinals, man. I mean, losing Kyler Murray was devastating, man. And granted, Colt McCoy is a decent filler. He looks fairly decent. Their offense is going to put up really much points. The one thing I do like about the Cardinals is the Cardinals defense is a tad bit better than what the Broncos was playing with last week. I really have very big concerns about that Chiefs defense. I mean, especially when you give up 21 points to Russell Wilson. I mean, by God, I think that was the first team to give up 21 points to Russell Wilson, But to be fair, this is going to be an ugly game. Just kind of flip a coin. Shit. Like I said, yeah, give me Broncos -3. Put a nickel on it. That's about the best you're going to get out of me.
Yeah, this total is at 36 points, and that still might not be low enough. I mean, we just have no idea what these teams are going to look like. It's going to be ugly. So we'll just go ahead and we'll move on.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Well, the Broncos country done stumbled and fell last week. I don't know who's leading that damn pack. Patriots heading to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Oh, Raiders coming off a rough loss. The Patriots coming off a solid come from behind win. Total for this game is 44.5 points. The Raiders are 1-point home dogs. Dude, call me crazy, but I like the Raiders this week. Oh my God, it doesn't sound good. Before you flame me, what are your thoughts?
Yo, my thoughts is the same thoughts every week. Fuck the Raiders 2022 and 2023. Patriots -1. That's about where I stand with it. But okay, if you want to be real, and you want to be honest about it, that Patriots defense, no matter what, that Patriots defense is definitely tough. Josh Jacobs is here one moment, he's in the game plan one moment, out the game plan one moment. They like to pass the ball, then run the ball. Josh McDaniels needs to be fired already. I mean, I've been saying this for weeks now, but it's basically, I mean, granted, I ain't gonna lie to you. You really think Bill Belichick's going to lose to his disciple? Has he ever lost to his disciple? I really want to know, has he ever lost to his disciple? Ever?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? Oh, that's how you feeling? But nah, I'm going to go with the trend here. Bill Belichick, he's going to outcoach his disciple. His disciple is a terrible coach, as it is, period. He needs to go back to New England. Maybe that offense might produce a little bit more for New England. But I'll take my chances here. New England -1, Bill Belichick over Josh McDaniels. That's legit what it is.
Before we move on, what if I told you that 83% of the Patriots wins this year are against backup quarterbacks?
That's funny as hell. That is a funny stat. That is a funny stat. Funny. That's a very funny stat. But sometimes Derek Carr plays like a backup, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
Hey, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be an ugly game, but for some reason I feel like the Raiders squeaked that one by. But we'll see. We'll see. A very good game. Bengals -3.5 traveling to Tampa Bay to face the Tampa Bay Brady Buccaneers. Gosh, they're looking rough, dude. Total for this game is 44 points. Let's be real. Last year, if I ever saw the Buccaneers +3.5 at home, I'd close my eyes, I'd click the bet button, and I'd watch it because it'd be a good game, dude. Joe Burrow is just on one right now. And here's the difficulty I'm having with this line. You might be able to help me out. Number one, still think I think this Buccaneers is always going to get their respect when it comes to the line just because of the personnel, the coaching, the quarterback, the defense. Offensive line is shitty. Who knows if they'll be able to run the ball. But is this an over respecting line on the Buccaneers, or is this the line makers not accommodating fast enough and adjusting the market for the Bengals quick enough? Because in my mind, I think the Bengals should be closer to like 5. So is this just a lack of adjustment from the bookmakers, or is this Tom Brady receiving too much credit still? What do you think?
Let's be honest. It's Tom Brady. I mean, think about it, Jay. I want you to really think about this. How many times throughout this year, right? Since we started the podcast, I think we started the podcast around like week 6, week 7, around that range. Let's be honest here. When you look at those Buccaneer spreads, how many times have the Buccaneers got +3, +3.5, or like they make it seem like they're going to keep it close? Vegas does that. Has done that every single week with Tom Brady. They just love Tom Brady. They just think him and his chiseled chin is going to somehow pull fucking miraculous points out of his ass and really make this offense great again. They are bad. This offense is bad. Him and Mike Evans don't even get on the same page anymore. That's my dog. How do you lose a contact with your dog? Let's be honest, right? Jared, how long have you been friends? For years, right?
Too long.
Too long. Chemistry's still there. Chemistry is still there. It don't make sense to me. You don't lose chemistry like that. That interior line, ass. Come on, we've been through this already. Can they run the ball? Yes. Yes, sometimes. No, a lot of the times. I mean, this is what we go through. This is what we go through with the Buccaneers every single week. It's just too much respect on Brady's part. Oh my goodness. And I hope you know this is my lock this week. This is my favorite bet this week. I tell you, no matter what they do, if they overvalue Brady or they're underselling or they're too slow to make the change, well, goddamn it, let them be too slow. Shit, I'm taking the Bengals. Give me that money. -3.5. Easy.
Like, why does it just make so much sense to take the Bengals? Like the Buccaneers haven't covered since what? That damn game in Bayern and Munich?
Yeah. In Munich.
I mean, like, dude, it's ugly, man. I don't know why. Why are they? I mean, I get they're at home, but like, why is this number 3.5? Why is this number not 5?
Everybody don't think too much about it, please. Don't think too much about it, please. I get it, Jared. I know you. You're gonna think about this for a little bit too. I'm telling you, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Sometimes things don't make sense, Jared. You gotta take it.
You're right, dude. The Bengals, dude. Why? It just looks like someone's got $1 on a string, and I'm getting so close to taking the dollar, and they're just gonna snatch it away, and I'm gonna have to chase it looking stupid. But we'll see, man. I have a feeling I'll be on them too, but I don't know. We'll see what it gets to.
Boy, Joe Brr.
425 slot. The Tennessee Titans traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Chargers are 3-point home favorites. The total for this game is 47.5 points. The Chargers coming off an impressive victory versus the Dolphins. I called it. Not tooting my own horn, but a lot of people are on the Dolphins, not me. Then we have the Titans. Underdogs. Vrabel is an underdog. What do I say, dude? I always say I never take the Chargers as a favorite. I always take them as a dog. And we have the Chargers as a favorite, and we have our favorite spot, Mike Vrabel, as an underdog. Let's be real. The public is going to nail the freaking Chargers here. They have Mike Williams. I think this is the first game that Mike Williams and Keenan Allen started and finished together for Justin Herbert. Dude, I know it's ugly, but how do we not take the Titans +3 here? Vrabel as a dog, Chargers overvalued. Make it make sense.
Well, what I think about it is it's going to be, like I said, it's a tough line. It's a tough line. I usually like Mike Vrabel plus points here with the Titans. But like I said, I get it. I understand it. Derrick Henry is still a dog. But the one thing last week that Jacksonville Jaguars did was they exposed that secondary. That secondary has been a problem for the Titans all year long. Passing defense has been ass all year long. Justin Herbert finally has Mike Williams and Keenan Allen back together again, and that is a big difference for the offense, because now not only do you have a vertical threat, Austin Eckler is nice off the backfield and he can get loose on some routes now. Having them both healthy really changes the whole dynamic of this offense. I get it, the trends, you never really take the Chargers favorite, man. But like I said, I'm gonna bash that. I'm gonna be a rebel again. I'm not afraid to be a rebel. Just like how I took the Bengals last week against the Browns and Joe Burrow was 0-4, blah, 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 blah. Let's be real. That Chargers offense is gonna be out there and they're gonna sling that rock against the Tennessee Titans, because that is their one true weakness. And of course, when you throw the ball, you score points, and that's what I believe the Chargers are going to do.
Well, we'll see on Saturday what we just make our decision, because we are against each other on this one.
I'll make sure I get some tissues for you.
Okay, I've got some shit to talk in this game. We've got the Giants versus the Commanders. Okay. Giants plus 4.5 on the road against the Commanders minus 4.5. Dude, I tell you, everybody and their mom is going to see this line and pick the Giants. Let me just forewarn you guys, okay? Let me just break something down, because at the end of the day, these players are human, okay? So we have the Giants, who just tied the Commanders 2 weeks ago, okay? They tied the Commanders 2 weeks ago. Now, the Giants, the next week, went and got their ass busted by the Eagles. You know what the Commanders did? They went on a bye, okay? So the Commanders tied the Giants when they really wanted to win that game. Then they went on a bye, all right? So we've got the Giants tying to Philly, or playing against Philly, lose to Philly, get their ass busted. Commanders tie the Giants, go on a bye. Why is this line 4.5? This stinks, okay? Number one, the Commanders just played this team. They went on a bye, and now the Giants are plus 4.5. Okay, let me tell you why I think the Commanders actually might bust this Giants team. Number one, I keep saying number one. The Commanders just tied them. They could have won that game. Then they go into this bye week. They went to a bye versus the Giants. They just played the Giants. They are literally thinking about the team that they just played, that they really want to win that game. They go into a bye. All they're thinking about is the Giants. So they played the team, went into the bye, thinking of that team, into a bye to prepare to play that team again. And the Giants are plus 4.5. Oh my God. There is no way anybody should be clicking that plus 4.5 for the Giants. That line stinks. Now the mic is hand to you. Talk your shit.
Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this, boy. By the way, shout out to my boy Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. You matter of fact, man, that whole fucking offense, the whole offense ate. Appreciate y'all. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all got the Giants out of there. Now they're demoralized, they're beat up, they're banged up, and my Commanders are coming in fresh off a bye, feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So I love my Commanders here, man. Minus 1.5. I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, to be that hot. You're understanding, you coming up with Taylor Heinicke, you've been 5-1-1 your last 7 games. You go into a bye, and the previous team, like I said, you played the Giants team right before the bye. That means I prepared for you for a week. But let's put it like this, right? I'm gonna put it in the way I'm doing the test, right? So basically, I go into calculus, right? I studied for the test. I go into the test, and I did okay, but I kind of flunked. Yeah, I kind of want a better grade. So the teacher does a makeup. I'm on that makeup. I'm studying the same goddamn notes, and I'm acing that test. Easy. I mean, this is basically what it is. That's basically how I see about it. You gave me 3 weeks to study for the same test, and I'm going to blow that minus 4.5 out the water. That's how I kind of feel about it. This Commanders team is definitely up and riding high right now. All they did was sit back on their backs outside the playoff race and end up in the playoff race at the 6th spot. Like I said, this Giants team is banged up. I can't see the Giants hanging around here. I love Saquon. Daniel Jones can run the ball as a quarterback, but there's no way. My Commanders are hot. I believe in them. Trust and believe me. They're going to cover that minus 4.5, and we're going to take a commanding lead to stay in that playoff spot.
Yeah, dude. When I first saw this thing, I was like, why does it make so much sense to take the Giants plus 4.5? They literally just tied the Commanders. But if you really sit back and analyze the human element to this, Washington coming off a bye, Washington at home, they're getting healthy. Dude, this line freaking stinks. Why is this line so inflated? Like, it just does not make sense to me. I'm not going to beat it up too much because I've said my piece, but dude, I agree with you, dude. This may get ugly. And last but not least, Monday Night Football, we have the Los Angeles Rams heading to Green Bay. Green Bay 7-point home favorites. The line for this game the total for this game is 39.5. Dude, why are the Packers laying 7 points? Who are the Packers to lay 7 points to anybody? I don't even think the Packers could lay 7 points to the damn Texans at this point.
You're my
dude.
dog. Keep going. Keep going. Nah, keep going. Keep going. Please keep going. I'm right there with you.
Dude, I just don't understand what the Packers do that's 7 points better than the Rams. The Rams just coming off a win. Baker Mayfield obviously looks so fired up. He's bringing that passion back to this team that was dead. Sean McVay isn't going to roll over and just let teams whoop up on him, especially going against Matt LaFleur. Not necessarily that's his personal, but you have two very young coaches who have established themselves as very solid coaches in the NFL. I think when Sean McVay goes against other like young masterminds, he's kind of plays with this edge. And I see the Rams doing everything and anything possible to do their best to win this game just for personal reasons. But like I said, dude, the Packers have been one of the wishy-washiest team in the NFL, and they're laying 7 points. I don't know why. I really like the Rams +7 here.
Nah, boy, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. That Rams defense definitely earned my respect. You know, I've been talking shit about them, Aaron Donald being out and all this and that. They haven't been good this year at all this year. That defense has still kept it 100. They still kept it nice and even for them. They still have chances to win every week just because of that defense alone. Granted, we know they don't have a chance because their offense stinks. But that defense definitely keep them inside the game. And honestly, I will take Baker Mayfield over John Wolford and my man Perkins. You know, so that like I said, that does bring a little hype X factor to their offense. Cam Akers seems to be. Cam Akers has played decent enough. He's been playing really okay. You know, man, like I said, you can't take this Packers team -7 unless they play the Bears. Okay, the only time you should take the Packers in any type of spread is when they play the Bears, because Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Other than that, -7 at all to any to any professional team in the NFL right now, give me a break. I would lean Rams +7. Probably not one of my logs. Probably won't be like an official bet, but I would definitely lean Rams +7 here.
Yeah, dude, that's another line that stinks. It just doesn't make sense why the Packers are laying 7, man. I don't care if that home. I don't care who the quarterback is. It just doesn't make sense. But dude, that wrapped up 15, 16 games. No buys this week. Last week we were we're kind of digging through the bottom of the barrel because there was like 4 to 6. I think there was 6 teams on the bye. I think there was 3 buys, 3 buy games. Yeah, man. So I think that's gonna do it for us. We covered all these games. We will obviously, these lines are gonna move. There's going to be some bets that pile in, so we are going to monitor these lines. Donnell and I will get back into the lab. We will get into our picks on Saturday. We will ultimately come up with a teaser this week because we did not come up with one last week, even though that 1 o'clock teaser that I played in Atlantic City did smack. I really wish I put that together. Wait, I'm tripping. That was 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
We didn't have a teaser last week. We will have a teaser this week.
To me, the Miller drafts, boy. To me, the Miller drafts.
And then we will also have our money line round robin. We got a couple good spots we could look at this week. So for the Shred the Spread podcast, I am Jared, from my co-host Donnell, and our new producer. Follow him on Twitter at Real Metronomes. I believe that is Real Metronomes. GN, not NO. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back Saturday for Pick Saturday. Until then, we will see you.
Yes, sir.